What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Hello and welcome. Let's get into Smackdown from November the 8th, 2024. A pretty solid show for the most part on the part of the Bloodline, as per usual. Outside of that, it was just okay. So we kicked the show off with the OG Bloodline. So Roman Reigns comes out along with Jimmy Uso. So Roman was about to speak, but he's interrupted by Jey Uso. So Jay says there's a lot of misunderstanding going on, and if Roman can hear him out and to hear what he has to say. So Sami Zayn comes out, and so Roman looks kind of pissed off. So Sami says that the only reason he and Jay showed up at Crown Jewel was my bad. Sami tells Roman that the only reason he showed up at Crown Jewel was for Jay, and he would love to say the only reason that he's there tonight is because of Jay. Sami Zayn says that's not true. Sami Zayn says it's been a long time since him and Roman have been in the ring, and he thought all about the things that he would do or say to him. But at Crown Jewel, when it was the four of them, just for a minute, just for a moment, it was special. So Sami Zayn says that there's a part of him that still has a soft spot for the time the four of them were together in the Bloodline. Sami says that he knows Jay, Jimmy, and Roman, and it felt good too. Sami Zayn says on some level, Roman wants Aldis back. He said, the thing is that people think the opposite of love is hate, but it's not. The opposite of love is indifference, and he does not think Roman is indifferent to him. He thinks Roman loves him. So Roman begins to smirk. Sami Zayn says he sees Roman smirking, and it's still there. He tells Roman to remember the good old days, just like everybody else, and it could be like that. He tells Roman that the ball's in his court, and if Roman wants him to turn around and leave, he can. So, Sami Zayn says they can get the band back together, basically. Roman has to do one thing, and that one thing is to apologize. Not to him, but to Jey Uso. So Roman does give in and says that he's sorry. He's sorry that he ever wasted his time with this. He says that Sami Zayn's not a part of our family. He's not blood. He's not honorary. He's no Uso. It's not about him. It's about Solo. So Roman wants Solo to come out so they can handle business. So Sami Zayn leaves, basically. So then we see Jacob Fatu on the Titantron. Jacob Fatu tells Roman that it's been a long time since he's been tribal chief. He said there's the tribal chief and there's everybody else. And Solo is their tribal chief. For Roman to go to the back of the line, when you tell Solo to move, he won't move. Solo moves at his own. And at the end of the day, Roman will acknowledge that. And so Roman looks pissed off at Jimmy, and then both Jay and Sami, they leave. So this is interesting. I do like this. This was a lengthy promo, but this is really good storytelling here. I do like this. I really do. I think that Roman does need to humble himself. I don't know why he's still in that king, I wouldn't say king. I would say more of a God complex. So that's what it seems like to me, that Roman is still in this God mode complex that he has, this ego that he has that he can't shake and can't let go, or he can't humble himself. And I really want them to expound on that some more, and give us um, something that we can you know allow us to take that moment in. Give us that moment where Roman is basically, I would say, in the ring, and he's apologizing to Jay, or backstage even, and we have a long diatribe that way. But at some point, we've got to get where Roman does look at all these guys as equals. So this was an interesting segment. It was a bit long, but nonetheless, it was good. Really good shit to kick off the show. Continuing on, so Roman Reigns, he's walking backstage. He's stopped by Jey Uso. He tries to speak with Roman, but Roman tells him no and begins to walk. So Jay cuts him off. And I'm like, oh, shit. So Jay tells Roman he asked him to do one thing, which is to hear Sami Zayn out. Roman asks why does he care so much about Sami Zayn? He means nothing to them. If he cares about him that much, go find Sami Zayn. Jay tells Roman that he told him not to speak to him like that or else he's out. Jay tells Roman that my bad. Yeah, Jay tells Roman that that's his one pass, and Jimmy asks Roman what's he doing. Roman tells Jimmy to go find his brother, and then that was it. And then Jimmy walks away. So again, Roman is still in this fucking ego complex. I have no idea why. I don't understand why we haven't seen that arc of his character to where he is humble. We need to see that. We need to see it. I get Roman wants to be dominant and everything. I get that. I understand that. And that's acceptable. But at the end of the day, he still needs to humble himself. And humbleness does not mean to be weak. So I get Roman doesn't want to show any signs of weakness, but he does have to humble himself, and he should humble himself before Jay. So I don't know. It's interesting to see how this is all going to play out in the end. Moving right along. So this leads us into our first match of the night. Bayley defeats Candice LeRae via a roll-up, which is weird. That's dumb. Bayley should have easily won this via the Rose Plant or the Bayley to belly suplex. That's how she should have won. I don't know. Bayley is a lost cause, which is sad. In my opinion, it's sad. But there's nothing we can do about it. Where does Bayley go from here? I have no fucking idea. But Bayley is truly a lost cause now. She's truly a lost soul. Moving right along. So the Motor City Machine Guns, they're backstage. They're stretching. So Johnny Gargano comes in. He congratulates both of them of being champions, and he tells them to have fun tonight, punching Grayson Waller in the face, and says that it's a fun thing. So the Motor City Machine Guns, they dip out. Tommaso Ciampa asks Johnny Gargano what was that all about, and Johnny Gargano says that he's known them since he was 19. He looks up to Alex Shelley like an older brother. Tommaso Ciampa says they came in and took their spot. He says they'll make an example out of Pretty Deadly tonight, and after that, they'll find the Motor City Machine Guns and they'll get their titles back. So then we see Randy Orton. He walks in front of them and he walks through Gorilla into the ring, which is great. He comes out to a massive reaction. Randy Orton's pissed off. He says Crown Jewel was only the beginning. He's going to end this shit right now, which was great. I love that. That was excellent. So he tells Kevin Owens to bring his ass out here right now. So Kevin Owens, he's being shielded and protected by WWE officials. So KO pushes through them, and then him and Randy have a little brawl where Randy's able to get the upper hand only for a brief moment. Kevin Owens then low blows Randy, and he hits him with a pile driver. This was great. I love this. And then so Michael Cole, he starts to explain the reason why the pile driver has been banned for all these years. Corey Graves, he's asking for the medics to come out. And then Orton's basically stretchered out. He's put on a gurney. Cody Rhodes comes out along with Nick Aldis, and they go him to the hospital. So all of them are in an ambulance. This was great. I love this. This is excellent. I do like this. So, and Randy sold this perfectly. I'm trying to think how long Randy will be out. I do think Randy probably will show up at Survivor Series. He would have to, because it's their last major pay-per-view of the year. So why wouldn't he show up at Survivor Series? So maybe that's where all this is going. But this was a really good segment here. I love this. This was excellent right here. This was very good shit here. Excellent. This and the Bloodline stuff was good. Moving on. So this leads us into a squash match, if you will. DIY, they squash Pretty Deadly. That being Tommaso Ciampa. He doesn't even tag in Giant Gargano. And he hits the fairy tale ending on, I believe it was Elton Prince for the 1, 2, 3, and that was it. I don't understand Pretty Deadly, why they're on WWE television. It makes no sense. I love Pretty Deadly. Triple H seems to not give a fuck about Pretty Deadly. What he needs to do is just allow Shawn Michaels to have them. They would be great in NXT, and they were when they were in NXT 2.0 and NXT UK. But as of right now, they've not done anything on the main roster, and they've been there for probably a good 4 to 6 months, if not longer. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. It is what it is, though. Moving on. So, Candice LeRae, she's backstage. She's stopped by Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton tells Candice LeRae that beating Nia Jax a few weeks ago was a fluke. So Nia Jax comes in. She asks Tiffany who put their match together tonight. Tiffany tells her to imagine them as the women's tag team champions, and they could rule the women's division. Nia says she already rules the women's division. Candice LeRae begins to laugh and tells Tiffany that this is a good idea. Just like her idea at Crown Jewel. And then Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton, they walk away. Okay, that's fine. So this leads us into Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defeating Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton, once again, takes another fucking loss, which is dumb. And there's a little fight scene between Naomi and I believe Candice LeRae. So, do I care about any of this? No, not really. Bianca Belair gets the win via the KOD. Okay, cool. Is this important? No, not really. I wish that Tiffany Stratton was still in NXT. I really, truly do wish that she was still in NXT. I do. Triple H has no idea what he's doing with Tiffany Stratton at all. No idea at all. This is the absolute shits. Moving right along. This leads us into the main event of the show, wrestling-wise. Mercy Machine Guns, they defeat A-Town Down Under, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. So it is what it is. They win via the Skull and Bones for the 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's fine. So Roman Reigns, he's backstage sitting alone. That's pretty cool. Moving on. So Mercy Machine Guns, they are backstage. So DIY, they're back there as well. So Tommaso Ciampa, he's starting to speak. So the Street Profits, they come in, and Montez Ford says that they spoke to Nick Aldis and they'll challenge the Mustang Machine Guns next week for the WWE Tag Team Championships. This pisses off Tommaso Ciampa. He tells Johnny Gargano this is what he was talking about, and then he storms out. Now, I would imagine that DIY they're going to cost the Street Profits this match, and it's going to lead into a triple threat tag team match. I'm willing to bet money on this. You guys know this is going to happen, right? I hope you guys know this. It's common sense. Spoiler alert. It's going to happen. It's going to be Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, Street Profits, Survivor Series, triple threat. You heard it here first. It's common sense. Next, moving on. So, we see a video of Nick Aldis, and he talks about the women's division, saying that they have world-class athletes, and then he unveils the WWE Women's U.S. Championship, and he says that it'll be earned. And this is not going to be exclusive to Raw or SmackDown. It's going to basically float in between brands, and I love this. This is really, really good. I like this. This gives Bayley something to do. This gives Naomi something to do. This gives the women on Raw and SmackDown that aren't really doing much of anything, this gives them something to fight for, and I love this. This is great. This is really, really good. So, kudos for this, and I'm happy for this. I really am. Because there are so many women on the Raw and SmackDown women's division that don't get a lot of time, and they have nothing to do. So we'll have to see where this goes. Hopefully, we don't get a tournament for this at all. So, I don't know. Moving right along. Closing segment. So, Solo, he wants the fans of Buffalo to acknowledge him. So Roman comes out. So Solo tells Roman that it's good to see him. Solo tells Roman before the fans acknowledge him, he needs Roman to acknowledge him as his undisputed tribal chief. So Roman begins to smirk. Roman asks the fans if they acknowledge Solo. The fans boo. Roman says neither does he. And Roman tells Solo that he'll never acknowledge him. He's there to challenge him. He says he wants to face Solo one-on-one. The winner is the only tribal chief. So Solo Sikoa begins to laugh. He says he doesn't need to fight him. He already is the undisputed tribal chief, and the fans acknowledge him. He tells Roman that Roman can't become a tribal chief if there's no tribe. So Solo then challenges Roman to go find 4 people that will team with him, and they can go to war. Solo says they're always ready for war. Roman asks Solo if he's talking about war games. Roman says he only sees 4 of them. Solo counts the 4 of them in the ring, and the 5th guy is Sami Zayn. So Sami Zayn comes in from behind. So the Bloodline, they beat down Roman, and then Solo wants Sami to come into the ring and kick Roman in the face on purpose. So this is all a ruse. The Usos, they run down to fight the new Bloodline, and Solo goes for the small spike on Roman Reigns. Sami Zayn comes in, and he hits the haluva kick on Solo. The crowd pops massively for this spot. Sami looks at Roman. So Jacob Fatu comes in. Roman Superman punches Jacob Fatu. And then Sami hits the haluva kick. Roman spears Solo. Roman then looks at Sami Zayn. And the fans chant OTC. The Usos get into the ring. They raise the they do the ones in the air. Sammy looks at Roman and raises his finger in the air, and Roman does the same thing. And SmackDown ends with all four guys doing the ones in the ring. So this was a good segment. I did enjoy this. Again, I still want there to be a way that we get Roman to really apologize, where he's not shown as weak, but he is shown as someone who is understanding and humble. And that's where Roman needs to be. It's great that World Games is, officially been set. This should be the main event of Survivor Series. So this is great. This does make sense. I don't think that Hikuleo will show up at all. I don't. I think he'll be in NXT, according to the rumors. But this was a pretty decent show for the most part. The Bloodline stuff was tremendous, as always. The women having a mid-card title to fight over is great. So that's excellent for people like Naomi and others. Naomi and Bayley. People like that. People who aren't really doing much of anything. They're floating around endlessly, not doing jack shit. The tag team division is okay. LA Knight was not on the show for whatever reason, which is weird to me. I have no idea why he was not there. He should have been. Maybe he'll be on next week's show. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. The women's division stuff, Tiffany Stratton being Nia Jax's lackey. Not really all that interested in that, but it is what it is. The Kevin Owens stuff, that was cool. So I do like that. We'll have to wait and see how that turns out. But all in all, SmackDown was okay to decent. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.